Hey guys, Mac here. Before we dive into today's video, just want to give you a quick overview of what's happening and how we got here. So we are working our way towards Vegas for SEMA. Always wanted to go, but I'm going to be speaking on a panel of other overlanders. And on this journey there, we kind of wanted to experiment with documenting our day-to-day life a little bit more in video form. And so we're going to be sharing our journey here on our channel starting like right now. One more thing before we dive in, Owen and I are hosting a group trip to Costa Rica next year. We are so stoked to be checking this beautiful destination off of our bucket list with you. We have got all sorts of awesome stuff planned, such as trekking up a volcano, hot springs, zip lining, rainforest, trekking. It's going to be awesome. We are so beyond excited. And if you're interested in coming on this trip with us, which you should be, it's going to be great. All the information is linked in the description of this video below. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out, because as always, we're here for you. We start our journey today in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado. Or is it Buena? I don't know. I'm going to call it BV because I can never get a straight answer on that. From there, it would take about 715 miles to drive to Las Vegas, but we'll be making some detours along the way, as you will soon see. Back in BV, we woke up to our first snow. It's the first we've ever experienced in the new truck and was the first of the year. It was a beautiful morning, cold, but beautiful, and super fun to play around in the snow, even though it didn't stick around for too long. After breakfast, we got to work, or at least tried to.
So I've set up a time lapse of these beautiful mountains going over here, and because it's so windy, you can probably hear it, I set up a little fancy counterweight with Luna's leash to make sure that our tripod does not tip over. Fancy technology.
That evening, we headed out for a walk. We wanted to take in the landscape and the wildlife, both alive and dead, I guess. I can give you a leg up on the competition. You should go for your dreams, if it behooves you. She had a performance last night. I told her to break a leg. Leg day must have been really hard at the gym. Sadly, I think it was the last leg of his journey. I hope they had enough leg room on the journey over here. Somewhere out there, a poor deer is walking in a circle. The next day, we went on an evening hike up to a lake that I had actually found while Owen was gone away for work. Up in the mountains, the snow had stuck around for a lot longer, which made for a really beautiful hike. At some point, I might have told Owen that the hike was a little bit shorter than it actually was.
Dear diary, we've now been on trail for 5 hours.
Lies.
Almost 30 minutes into the trail, Max said we were close. Now 4.5 hours later, we're still going. We just left the main trail, and I don't know if she's taking me somewhere to kill me or what.
I made it, and you're not dead. Yet. Alright, so I didn't kill Owen, and it didn't take us 4 hours to get here. It took us, oh god, sorry, just burped. Like 2 hours to go all the way up to the lake, and now we're done bushwhacking, we're back on trail. But we're definitely going to be back after dark, because I think it's been getting dark around 7 at this rate, so it's all downhill from here.
So what time do you think we'll get back?
Well, if we would stop chit-chatting, we'd probably get back by like 7, I think. And I'm having a hard time talking because my face is so cold. When we got back into town, we celebrated an awesome hike, the only way that we know how, which is obviously with beer and pizza. The next day, our plan was to summit Birthday Peak. For my birthday, obviously. And even though my birthday was the next day, who cares? It's my birthday week. When I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for my 30th birthday, I was looking at the map and I found a peak called Birthday Peak. So naturally I was like, oh, I want to go to that peak. And so we are. And it's right there. We're getting close. We just need to take any number of these game trails back here up to the saddle, and then we will scramble to the peak. Let's do it.
Happy birthday!
Trail log has been eaten.
Oh no.
These are all 2013 dates. The hike ended up being pretty much everything that we thought it would be. It was a really, really good choice to do for my birthday. And when we got back into town, we had enough time to grab one of the most amazing veggie burgers I've ever had from House Rock Kitchen, and after that headed down to Deer Hammer for a whiskey drink. By the way, if you ever happen to be in the BV area, Deer Hammer distills its own whiskey and makes some killer cocktails. I recommend the whiskey sour. On the morning of my actual birthday, we had a really slow morning, which I love, walking around camp with Luna. She's really taken to rock climbing recently, so it's always pretty fun to take her out for a walk in places that have a lot of rocks. We made one last stop in BV before we headed out to our next destination, and I happened to see a speed limit sign, the kind that registers how fast you're actually going, and I was reminded of an episode of The Office when Michael and Dwight are trying to see who's the fastest.
Wow, 13!
I was pretty convinced that I was faster than them, so I made Owen stop, we got out of the car, and I attempted to break their record. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Set. Needless to say, it never registered me, and I soon gave up. We then headed out to Mount Princeton Hot Springs for a relaxing soak and a lovely shower, which was much needed after all the hiking that we had been doing. The springs are located in a beautiful canyon with a crystal clear river running right next to it. They even have a couple of pools that are located directly in the river, which is amazing and where we spent most of our time. From there, we made our way south to the town of Salida, where we got some incredible sandwiches from this little place called Sweetie's Sandwich Shop. They have an enormous menu of sandwiches that are both hot or cold. We got the Flaming Goat and the Mona Lisa, and they were both absolutely delicious. Oh, and we also picked up a massive peanut butter brownie. Also, do not miss out on that brownie. After snagging some groceries, we headed out to camp where we took in a really beautiful sunset and also got, unfortunately, a good vantage point to witness the forest fires that are still raging in Salida. The next day actually ended up being really crazy, but I guess I will let me explain it to you. All right, so we are in Montrose, Colorado, but before I tell you how we got here, I need to back up to, I guess it was yesterday morning. We were in Salida, Colorado, and we were planning on coming to Montrose, But we had ordered a new lens for one of our cameras like a week before that, and it never showed up. So we called Amazon. We're like, cancel that, because it never showed up. So they canceled it. And then we got an email yesterday from a guy who messaged me on Facebook, and he said that our lens showed up to his house with their name on it, but also had my name on it, and they found me on Facebook to let me know. So we were like, okay, let's go back and get that lens. So we drove all the way back to Fort Collins, Colorado, picked up that lens. We had purchased another one, which was faulty. So we had to take that one back in Boulder, and then we needed to race back out here to Montrose because we had an oil change at the Toyota dealership this morning. In total, we drove over 460 miles and were in the car for over 8.5 hours. Luna was not pleased. Though it wasn't the way that we envisioned spending our day, in the end, it was absolutely worth it because we ended up with some gear that we've long been looking forward to. To lift our spirits from a long day on the road, we stopped for a beer and dinner in Glenwood Springs and went to the Glenwood Canyon Brew Pub before making our way onto Rifle for the night. So this morning at about 9:30, we rolled into Montrose, got the oil change, went to the library and worked, got the car washed, went to Ace Hardware, got groceries, got gas. Also, we can do the Rimrocker Trail, which is what we are starting as soon as we leave pavement. I feel like we can officially say that we're on the Rimrocker Trail, which should happen shortly. With all the chores wrapped up and the sun setting, we turned Roxanne west to start the Rimrocker, a 160-mile trail from Montrose, Colorado to Moab, Utah. There's more to come, so we'll see you down the road. Somewhere out there, a poor deer is walking in a circle.